When the video assistant referee system (VAR) was introduced at the 2018 FIFA Men's World Cup, it set out to support referees by reviewing match-altering incidents that the officials on the field might miss. Operating under the philosophy of minimal interference, maximum benefit, the VAR system seeks to provide a way for clear and obvious errors and serious missed incidents to be corrected. As such, VAR is allowed to only intervene in 4 categories: awarding of a goal, awarding of penalties, issuing of direct red cards, and mistaken identity in the issuing of red or yellow cards. As stated earlier, the objective of VAR is to aid the on-field official's decision-making process, and as a result, can only advise the referee to overturn their decision or call for an on-field review, in which the referee on the pitch is shown footage from as many relevant camera angles as is possible in order to come to the right decision. Since its inception 7 years ago, the video assistant referee has been used in more than 10,000 matches across all the world's football federations. But even today, opinions on the effectiveness of the system remain divided. In today's video, I will state my opinions on the system and provide a fair analysis of the system as a whole. A common complaint that is made of VAR is that at times it takes way too long for on-field decisions to be reviewed. On average, it can take roughly a minute for a check to be completed, which is not bad considering that the VAR assistant referees would have had to identify a decision that seems erroneous, communicate this to the referee, review the footage enough times to ensure that the right decision is reached, advise the referee, and at which point the referee will have the final say. I think the problem a lot of people have with VAR is that this is a very idealized and streamlined timeline of what should happen, but often this is not the case. On the 18th of May 2025, Nottingham Forest played West Ham United at the London Stadium, beating them 2-1. However, during the 61st minute, a goal scored by Nikola Milenkovic was called into question due to a possible offside against Forest midfielder Nicola Dominguez. The issue arose from the absence of the semi-automated offside technology at the match. As a result, the VAR officials had to resort to drawing the lines themselves to ascertain the validity of the goal. It took in total 6 minutes and 14 seconds to confirm the on-field referee's decision, allowing the goal to stand. However, this is not the longest amount of time a VAR decision has taken to be made. In February of 2025, another issue arising from the absence of the semi-automated offside technology during a 5th round FA Cup tie between Bournemouth and Wolverhampton Wanderers resulted in a stoppage of 8 minutes. What is most concerning to me about these delays is that they are occurring 7 years after the introduction of VAR. The fact that an issue that was present at the very inception of the technology is still present almost a decade later is unacceptable. To make matters worse, even after that lengthy wait, there is still a high possibility that the wrong decision is still made. There can be a certain amount of leeway given for marginal decisions, those that can be interpreted in different ways and as a result will yield different decisions based on who is asked. I don't think most football fans are unfair enough to not admit there are several handballs, red cards, and offsides that fall into this category. The issue arises when an offense occurs and the referee has made a clear, unmistakable error in their decision, and upon review, the VAR does not correct it. During Manchester United's opener versus Arsenal at the start of the season, Matheus Cunha runs onto a ball played to the edge of the box by Matthias de Ligt. As he goes to control it, William Saliba goes through the back of him, making contact with his ankle and not touching the ball even slightly. The decision was no penalty by the on-field referee, which was upheld by the VAR. It is just as bad when the opposite happens, where a referee makes a correct decision on the pitch and upon consultation with VAR overturns it. Such as the case of Josh King's disallowed goal versus Chelsea at the start of this season as well. In the build-up, Rodrigo Muniz, while attempting to turn while shielding the ball, accidentally stepped on the top of Trevor Chalobah's foot. The referee, Robert Jones, saw nothing wrong with the contact and allowed play to continue. After an on-field review, however, the goal was disallowed. This was so bad that Pijmal themselves issued an official apology for the error made in this decision. These are just two of many, many examples of VAR just fundamentally getting things completely wrong. And both these examples I have cited are in this new Premier League season alone. These aren't kinks of a new system that need to be sorted out. This is a clear indication that the application of the system is flawed, which is a shame because not only does PGMOL and all relevant authorities trust VAR completely, but the referees are also completely relying on it to make a lot of decisions. Gone are the days of referees spotting close offsides and raising their flags. Nowadays, they're advised to allow play to develop and often have to wait until VAR gives the go-ahead before the goals are given or disallowed. So many times, a goal is clearly on or offside, but the linesman doesn't make a decision, forcing it to go to VAR, wasting time and often complicating a simple decision. I see this lax approach from all the other officials on the pitch as well. The referee will see something obvious, but because he knows he'll be covered by VAR, he does nothing. An example of this took place in 2022 in a game between FC Cincinnati and Columbus Crew in MLS. Derek Etienne Jr. heads in a cross for the Columbus Crew that is miles offside, but the assistant referee simply does not attempt to even raise his flag. Then VAR reviews it and it comes to the decision that there was no clear and obvious error, when it can be clearly seen in real time that Etienne Jr. was miles offside. Look, I understand that my take and the examples I have chosen to validate it may seem lopsided in protest against the use of VAR, but I will be the first to admit that the system has gotten a number of things right. This is apparent in situations where there is no chance the referee would have been able to see the incident in real time and come to the right decision. The times taken for checks to be completed have reasonably gotten better over the years as well. There's nothing wrong with the technology. I remember times before VAR in which I would often conclude watching football matches feeling that an error was made by the referee and that there was simply no way to amend it, and that was just part of the game. VAR has added a layer of precision and has gone a far way to remove some of the human error involved in officiating. But for all its triumphs, the use of the system by the referees leaves a lot to be desired. I don't think there is any way to really fix this other than holding referees personally accountable for errors made. A simple apology will not suffice when an error is made on such a high level. Last season alone, the Premier League was estimated to have raked in over $7.5 billion in revenue. With such high stakes, riding on the accuracy of these decisions, there must be more stringent measures in place to eradicate errors.
It's a collector's item!